Hey everybody, thanks for watching Arkansas Gun Guy. Today, the Arex Delta Gen 2. This is the Model X in gray. This is a 9mm striker-fired handgun from Arex out of Slovenia. If you don't know Arex, you're not alone. They are an Eastern European firearms maker. They've been in business about 25 years. They have state-of-the-art technology and machines over there. They produce a whole bunch of handguns for the military and police of Eastern Europe and across all over the world. But in the US, they have a pretty small footprint. They make 3 guns, and this is the opening price point gun they offer. If you've seen my other Arex videos, you know that I talk about value a lot, value being quality and price. These guys offer a lot of quality, a lot of features at prices that are well below anything normal in the gun industry. And this, I believe, is pound for pound, dollar for dollar, the best value in the gun industry, because you get a whole bunch of features. And again, we'll go through the box as well as the firearm for prices that are, again, criminally low. I would encourage you, if you see one of these at your local gun store, probably want to pick it up and buy it, because I think the prices will have to go up eventually as people catch on to what good firearms they are and what good values they are. So I'll flip the camera around, we'll take a closer look at the gun itself, everything that came in the box, and then I'll have follow-up videos down the road talking about how the firearm shoots. As always, thanks for watching Arkansas Gun Guy. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to help me grow my little channel. So thanks. Here's a close-up. Okay, here we go. Close-up look at the Arex Delta Gen 2. Again, this one in the gray finish. This gun comes in 3 colors, black, FDE, and gray. It also comes in 3 sizes. This is the X size. They make an M, which has this size slide and a shorter grip module. They make an L, which has this grip module and a longer slide. And they make the X, which has the M frame, or the M slide rather, with the large grip. This is fairly close to, I think, a Glock 19. So I'll talk about some comparisons size-wise when we look at all those boring specs. First, I'll show you what came in the box. So in the box itself, you get the Arex plastic box. First of all, it comes with this actually kind of annoying little flyer that tells you all about the firearm, a quick start guide. It gets chewed up in the closing of the box when it goes on top of the magazines and stuff. So you have this paper, which is the first I've seen from Arex. It comes with 3 back straps. And again, it's not necessarily small, medium, and large. They changed the shape of the firearm on the back. This is a smaller one with a more flat back strap. You can also get more of a hump shape. And you can also get, I guess, the largest one, which has a bit of a curve here, as well as a beaver tail. And then there's also one that comes on the gun. I'm not trying to change these yet. I will play with them later, see what feels the best. Just take this push pin out and slide the other guy on. So this is labeled XL, but I think it changes the size, but also the shape of the back strap. So you can work on what feels best in your hand and trigger feel. So 4 back straps, which is, again, some companies are offering additional back straps. Most of them offer 3 total, 1 on the gun and 2 extra. Arex does 1 better by offering 4. So again, they keep adding value. Inside the gun, I meant to mention this is an optics-ready firearm. It comes with every plate known to man to mount any optic you want. That comes standard on this gun at a crazy low price point. You get your operator's manual, you've got the screws and the tools to install stuff on there. So in addition to that, you get 2 magazines. The gun comes in the box without a magazine in there, and you get 2 magazines that come with it, a 17 rounder and a 17 round with an extended base plate for +2. So 17 and 19 round magazines come with the firearm. Again, it just feels like they keep adding value. And you get, like all Arex models, this super nice cleaning tube, which has all the inserts in here, which I'm hesitant to take out because I'll never get them back in there. But again, lots and lots and lots of features for not a lot of price. So that's what comes in the box. Let's look at the firearm and tell you what we got. So again, this is striker fired 9mm from Slovenia. This is the X model, which again has a longer grip and shorter slide. The length on this model is 7.2 inches. The width is the crazy thing. This is a very narrow gun at 1.18 inches wide. And that's a big deal because most of the small carry guns like this are 1.3 inches or wider. I know the VP9 is 1.32 inches. The Glock 19 is 1.34 inches. So this is 1.18 inches wide. Just for comparison, I've got my everyday carry SIG P365 out, which is famous for being a very thin gun. And you can see side by side here, these are almost identical. This guy is super thin. So I'll tell you the 365 is slightly thinner, but not by a lot. Again, this is 1.18 inches thin. This is 1.1 inches thin. So while I have this here, you can see I don't have a SIG 365X macro, but this is a 365 XL with a macro magazine in there for 17 rounds. So both these guns are 17 rounders. They're very similar in size and very similar in thickness. The MSRP on the Arex is about $500, and you can get at least $100 under that price online if you shop real hard. But we'll call it MSRP $500. If you look at the macro, which has optics ready, it also has a compensator, but $500 for the Arex. The macro is over $800 MSRP, so $300 cheaper for a fantastic gun, I believe. So again, I wanted to make sure I called out the width because the width is a big deal. And sorry I got sidetracked. But 7.2 inches long, 1.18 inches thick, really thin. Height is 5.1 inches. I believe that's with the base mag. The extended mag is a little longer than that. Weight is 22 ounces. Again, for comparison, 22 ounces on this guy, Glock 19, 24 ounces. It's just lighter. It does all the things some of this competition does, only a little better. This holds 17 rounds, just like the VP9, just like the G19, just like the X Macro. So again, fantastic gun. Again, I did mention the MSRP on these is about $500. If you shop around online, you can find them in the $4s. If you shop real hard, you can find them in the low range of the $4s. So again, I can't believe what prices some people sell these for all that you get. So that's the dimensions. Let me do a quick safety check. 2 magazines here, neither one's in the gun. Firearm is empty. So just walking around the gun, you'll see the barrel protrudes slightly from the frame here. Let me go from this side, sorry guys. Barrel protrudes slightly from here. You've got front and rear cock insertion. There's the Gen 2 call out, by the way. I don't know the differences between Gen 1 and Gen 2, but these serrations are actually pretty easy to get a hold of. So easy for press checks. Up top, I love the sight picture. It's not a boring 3-dot sight picture. You've got a nice serrated, blacked out back sights with a white front dot. So good sight picture. So again, front and rear serrations. Again, it is optics cut. There's not a non-optics version out there. They offer great value just for what you get. So up top, that's what you have. On the frame itself, there are details everywhere. You've got a pick rail, which is awesome. Then look at the texturing on the front of the trigger guard and under the trigger guard. No matter where you put a purchase on the gun, and I hadn't thought about under the trigger guard, and you have a nice cutout here to get a nice high purchase there. But what I've noticed when I put my hands on the gun to fire it, my support hand is really digging these grooves on the bottom of the trigger guard there. That's just a really nice touch that feels good in the hand. So other details, you've got thumb rest left and right. So again, as you have your hand on the gun, you've got support hand down here. You've got a place looks like a brake pedal to put your thumb on to help control recoil. So just a nice touch with the details here on the side of the frame. Stippling on the frame is good. Doesn't feel too rough, it feels nice. You have it on the front strap and on the back strap, so consistent around. So again, just the finish is strong on this. Again, there's a look at the mag well. And you would think for such a cheap gun, you'd have some play or some give. There isn't. This thing is incredibly solid. I've picked up some opening price point handguns at the local gun store, and you can almost feel a little flimsiness. This guy is put together really solid. Another fantastic feature that Arex does is they offer almost all their guns as fully ambidextrous. You know, it's a slide catch on this side for lefties like me, as well as a standard over here. Same size, fully ambi. The mag release. Some people say they're fully ambi when the mag release is reversible. This releases the mag on the left side of the gun for right-handers, like that, or flip it over to the other side. Also releases it. So very few companies other than H&K with their paddle release have a fully ambi mag release. It's a technology that I don't know why more people don't embrace, because that is a really nice feature. So fully ambi, which I certainly appreciate. Now, my favorite feature about this gun is one of the reasons I'm not a big striker fire fan is because I like hammers, because as I holster the firearm, I can put my thumb on the trigger just in case something were to get caught in the trigger guard, clothing, the leather, or something that could accidentally pull the trigger. And on striker fire guns, you don't have that. But this gun has thought about that. So you can see a striker indicator here. Let me pull the trigger first. So when the gun is dead, you see nothing. If you rack the slide, the striker, you can see the red dot there. And the VP9 has something very similar, but here's the deal. Most striker fire guns are fully cocked. When you pull the trigger, it releases the striker and it goes forward. This gun is only half cocked. I'll try to turn this to the side a bit too. You can see that when I pull the trigger, oops, that starts to protrude. I'll try again. If you start to pull the trigger, that moves. Hopefully you can see that on camera. And as that thing pokes out, if you have your thumb on the firearm as you holster it, and something were to catch the trigger as you put it in there, you will instantly feel that in your finger, because that is sharp when it comes out and it goes into your finger. So it's a fantastic safety feature that I would not be afraid to carry this appendix, because I know when I'm holstering it, I can feel if something hits that trigger guard or trigger and stop inserting in. So this, I think, is a fantastic carry gun because it's so thin, has a massive round count, and has the safety feature that I love, because you're not going to shoot your junk off, because you'll feel the trigger being moved if anything were to ever randomly get into your holster. So love that feature. Take a look at the trigger. I haven't done my Lineman trigger gauge trigger pull, but the trigger is pretty clean. Not big on striker fire guns, so bear with me, but the reset is really short and audible and tactile. You can feel it. So listen again. And it pushes your finger forward almost. And no wall, no creep. It just goes right back to bang. So reset, bang. So fantastic reset on that. And I'm a big fan of my VP9 trigger, so I'm anxious to shoot this alongside my VP9 to see how they both shoot. It does have the safety dongle like many of the other guns that are out there. Now disassembly also, let me try this. You have the Glock takedown levers, which is here and here. All you really need to do is pull back slightly, drop those down, and the firearm just lifts off the top. No need to pull the trigger, no need to slide it forwards or backwards. That's all you do. And inside, again, this is a sub $500, sometimes sub $300 gun that has excellent machining in here. And you can see you got the steel inserts to that this rides on. I should also mention, this is a chassis system. This fire control unit can come out and go into other grip modules, and Global Ordnance, the importer of these, has tons of different different grip modules on their website. Tons and tons of colors and options. And I do believe you can put the full-size slide, you can interchange the slides and the grip modules pretty well across the board. So again, super light, feels like high quality, but it is a module system. Now up here, we have a captured recoil spring. I can't tell if it's plastic or steel. A close-up look at your barrel. This is straight from the factory. I've not oiled it, cleaned it, or anything yet. So, good close-up look at the barrel itself. And then inside, again, all this machining for an opening price point gun. So I just can't say how impressed I've been with my first two Arex models, the Model 01 and the Alpha. The Alpha may be one of the best guns I've ever seen. So I'm anxious to see how this guy stacks up to those. Let me put this back in here. Hopefully I can reassemble it for you on camera live. Pressure is on. So I believe now you just put this back over the top. Uh-oh. And my dog's telling me someone's here. Uh-oh, reassembly's not working out for me. I won't edit that out. I'll leave it in. You can see me make mistakes on camera, live, and on person. I can blame on the dog because she attacked me. And there you're back together. So really easy assembly and disassembly. And again, my favorite feature is this half-cocked indicator because you can feel if something were to be pulling the trigger and watch as it goes bang. All right, close up, my first look at the Arex Delta Gen 2 Model X. If you have any experience with Arex or the Deltas, leave it in the comments. If someone's trying to research this firearm, they'll probably love your insight. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching the Arkansas Gun Guy.